Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Sorry about the delay there. Give me just a second to jump in and get started there. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? Hope all is well with you, man. Looking to do some little bit of coding this morning. Built a e-commerce project, or not e-commerce, a online ordering application the last day or so, and I'm gonna spend a little bit of time doing some refactoring, making it a little better, if you will. But good morning, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate the support. It means a lot, for real. Give me just a second here. Not bad. So what I have is a Next.js app, and we're using Prisma as the ORM Postgres database. And users have the ability to come to the website and make online food purchase orders. And we have auth.js set up as our authentication, and we're using Google OAuth as the authentication provider, or the OAuth provider, I should say. Right now, the user isn't logged in, and I have a few bugs with it that I'm going to fix over the next few days or so. And I'll probably do it while I'm online, do it live, if you will. But to start out, the users have the ability to take a look at the website and just kind of browse around and see everything that the store offers. So we starting with the header, have a mobile responsive menu. Right now you're currently logged out and it's asking you to log in or sign up. And I may have this pulled dynamically. Right now it's hard coded to say good afternoon. Maybe in the future I'll come back and refactor it to say good morning, or the store is currently closed once I add that information into the database. But right now you're currently logged out. You have a top header is what I called it, that just indicates that no add-ons will be honored. If you want to make, you can make suggestions of how to cook it, add, remove vegetables, things like that. But if you wanted to, let's just say, add a soda to the order, that won't be honored. You have to actually select the item for it to be added. Then we have a category filter. All of this is server side rendered as well. I didn't use very much, if any, front end logic. Just wanted to basically keep everything rendered from the server, true Next.js form, if you will. So we have a category filter, and we have the ability to filter down to specific categories. So if we don't have any items in that category, you won't see any food listed there. It is still listed as a category because eventually we will have it. And I just have a conditional rendered indicating that if we don't have any items, just show this little message to the user that no items in the category yet. Please pick something else. We don't have any fresh fish, don't have any clams. I think all I have right now are lobsters and lobster roll, and then some things that come along with the lobster. And you also have the ability to search for items as well. This is taking advantage of Next.js rendering strategy. So this is all going to be rendered server side. And as you can see, you can search for items that are within the website. And I may want to fix that as well. Once you clear the search, I think I have a second close icon. I'll come back and fix that. But if I search for a role, we only have one item that has a role, so it only returns to one. So this one I need to remove, and I'll do that one later. But this one does actually clear it and take it back to the home page, or at least to where we previously had filtered. And then that cares for the search and filtering aspect of it. We also have the menu item cards, and with these cards, if you click on it, you get the option to add it to the order and make some customizable changes as well. So like you'll be asked to select the size. The normal size is $24.99. A medium is an extra dollar, and a large is an extra $3. So you can select what size you may want with the food. And then you can also select some add-ins. If you want to add some vegetables or some onions or some extra meat, you can select it here. And then here's the special instructions. So we could say with the lobster roll, no, this is live lobster. So we'll say with this, head on, please, or something to that effect, or extra meat on the side, extra meat on one side. And when we click add to order, we see that it does go to our order summary view. And we have all of the items listed here. And what I'm gonna focus on in today's video is refactoring the remove button. Right now, I have it hard coded in, and I'll show it to you. I'll save them. That's fine. Right now, if I go to the order summary, the remove button is hard coded in multiple places. What I want to do is I'm going to refactor it, place it in a separate file so that it's more modular. It can be reused in multiple spots. And as the item is being updated, if you notice, there's a slight delay with it being removed. I'm just going to include a loading or spinning animation so the user knows that it's in the process of being removed and it's not just sitting there, you don't accidentally click it too many times. Um, and that's basically what you want to do once you have your project built. You don't want to try to add every feature when you initially build a project. You kind of want to get it going, have a raw product, if you will, and then just go back and do some refactoring to make it a better experience for you as a developer, but more importantly, the end user. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you stopping by this morning, man. We at it early today, man. Gonna do a little bit of refactoring. May come back and actually code this one so you can see how I built it. But I got a few bugs I want to fix with it first. But thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate the continued support. It is genuinely appreciated, for real. Thank you. So in the order summary, we see the product that we ordered, the size that's included with it. We have the additional add-ons as extra vegetable and some comments that we typed in, put the extra meat on the side. Like I said, if I wanted to just remove an item, there's a slight delay, and that's what I want to fix. You see, it does remove it, but it takes a second. The checkout, the cart updates as well, the order summary, I should say, updates as well. So all of that's working perfect. I just want to add a little bit of a starting out anyway, a little bit of an indicator that it's in the process of loading, and it'll just be a moment. So we'll get that now. But just to kind of show you what else the app does, if we click checkout, it redirects us to the cart page. As you can see, that route listed there. And then everything on this window just basically is the order summary or the summary of our order. And I probably can move this up, this continue shopping. I may move that to right here versus it being under the order summary, but it's fine right here. So we see everything that we have within our cart or that we're adding in to place the order. And then at the bottom, we have the order summary. And I just added a number for tax. I think it's 9% in the state that I'm in, and it varies by state. So that isn't anything that has to be, that's that relevant, if you will, but I always want to add some tax. We have the ability to clear the cart if we wanted to clear it. But if we wanted to check out, let me see something. Let me see something here. Cart's empty. Continue shopping. Say lobster roll, small. Extra vegetables, extra meat, go light, mayo. Add the order, check out. Go to my cart page. I don't see my cart button. Move this back over. Oh, duh, I'm not signed in. That's right. That's perfect. So I don't see the checkout button because you got to be signed in, and I probably should add I'll add that to the list as well. some form of an indicator that you must be, oh, please sign in and proceed payment. Duh, I put it right there. Tell it's early morning. Sorry about that. But nevertheless, we have to sign in order to check out with the payment. So let's do that now. And click login, sign up. We get the loading indicator. I'll log in with an account. And now we see proceed to payment. And it should redirect us. Once we click that, it take us to Stripe. And I've done this a few times, so it's suggesting the link, but I'm just going to do pay without link. The email, select that. Nope. And we're going to be paying with card. And just suggest it there. And then click pay. So it redirects us to the success page, and we have the order number on screen. The status is paid. Eventually, I'll add in the email client so that we can email or send an email to the user confirming that the order has been paid and it's available for pickup. And we have the ability to continue browsing, or if we want to view orders. And this is another bug that I need to fix. When I click view orders, it shows me all of the orders that were keyed in, not just the ones that were keyed by the logged in user. So that's another bug or refactoring that we'll come back and fix at a later point, but I'm just going to add it to the to-do list of things to get done as of now. So, but in at least for right now, what we're going to do is we're just going to focus on, oh man, at least for right now, we're just going to focus on refactoring the remove button to make it reusable and modular so that we don't have the same, so it's just a little better user experience. But we'll come out of the orders page and go back to the home page. There we go. And that's basically a walkthrough of the app. And like I said, all of this is pretty much server rendered. There's some client-side activity when we have to tap in to get certain states just aren't available from the server side, but for the most part, everything is rendered from the server. So staying true to Next.js routing strategy as much as possible, and it's taking advantage of some of its latest features. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Mm-mm-mm. 1 second here. So let's begin by placing this within the components directory. We'll go to order, and I think for simplicity, we'll just name this remove button.tsx. And we'll start by marking this, of course, as use client. And we'll just create a export default function name remove button. We'll go return remove button. Click save there. And do I want to go ahead and bring this in now? Or now we'll just go ahead and code it out and then bring it in just a moment. So with this being TypeScript, because we know we want to set up our interface, and I'll need to pass in a few things to the button. I think I'll pass in, of course, the action, a label, and because it's a remove, we know we'll need an ID. So that'll be a hidden field. So we'll go interface, remove button props, and then we'll say action will be form data. And this will be promise of any. We also want, hidden fields. We'll pass that in as well. And this will be record, will be a string. Okay. And the label will be optional. We'll make that a string as well. So then, of course, we need to gain access to this within this function. So we'll just go remove button props and just pass in a tad bit of information, the action, hidden fields, and label. And by default, we're just going to set it to remove. Okay, it looks good. And then within this, the main thing that we know we're going to need is some form of state so that we can identify the state of the remove button, if it's in the process of being removed or if it is just a remove button on screen. So let's go ahead and bring in use state. And that should be imported from React. And we'll gain access to it within the function by going const and setting it equal to use state. And the initial state of this is going to be false. The state variable names that we want are going to be loading and set loading. Okay, because right now it's not showing loading, but as it gets passed through, we'll just pass in as a prop that loading state, and then we'll just use tailwind to kind of help us with the actual loading indicator. So that will be suffice for that. All right. And Next thing we'll need to do is some form of a handle submit function. We'll go const handle submit. It's going to be an asynchronous request, of course, and we'll pass in e.react. This is going to be a form event. And we'll just say HTML form. Is it form? I think it's form element. We'll find out. We'll figure it out together if not. So with this, we know we need to prevent the default behavior first. That doesn't change. And then we'll pass in the set loading, because once we click submit, that's when we want the state of loading to be true, because that is the process of it being submitted. And we want to show that that's in process to the user. And then we'll create a const saying that the form data is going to be equal to new form data, and we'll call that as a function. And a little bit of JavaScript for const key in hidden fields. We'll go form data dot append, and we want to append the key and pass in the hidden fields, and that will be the actual key. Okay. And then last but not least, we'll just need a simple try catch so we can make sure that we are capturing this properly. We'll go await action, and this is going to be form data. And we have the catch. We'll also need finally. So if we get an error, we'll log it to the console, go console.log error. Removing item, and just pass in the error. And then we'll need a finally as well with this state, and we want to set loading to false. In the event everything goes successfully, set the loading animation to false at that point, because it has been submitted and there's no need to still be showing a loading indicator when the information has already been submitted and it went through successfully. So now I just need to add the button to show remove on the screen here. And I think we'll just use a form. I don't think we'll get any errors, and if we do, we can fix it. We'll just pass in or return a form, and this will have a button. And inside of it, the button, we're going to pass in the actual label. That way we have the ability to use this in more than one spot, and we can show different text based upon where exactly we want to actually use it. And this form will need a on submit handler, and that will be the handle submit function that we created just a moment ago. And then I'll just give it a class name of inline flex. And then if it is loading, what I'll do is we'll disable the button and we'll just create a little loading animation. So we'll say loading. If it is loading, let me do it 3 times. We'll just have a span, keep it simple. Probably could have made this self-closing as well, but it's okay. I'm gonna take advantage of Tailwind and some of its animations. So we'll just do loading spinner. And we'll make this loading spinner small. And give it a little bit of margin on the right. Perfect. And then now we'll just go to the button. and add a type of submit. Disabled loading. We don't need it passed to the button. And then just for some simple styling for this button, we'll give it a class name. And I'll go link hover. Text will be extra small, flex, and put the items in the center. All right, so this is the reusable button that we're going to load into the order summary and replace what's currently there so that we have a little different or better end user experience as the item is being removed from the order summary. So let's go ahead and bring this in now. We will go to order summary, and at the top where we have our imports, we'll just bring in import. This is remove button, and just make sure it's coming from / remove button. And I want it in a few places, but I'm going to start with this first remove button. And I believe we can actually remove this form as well because we just added it to the remove button. So I'll just condense it, remove it, highlight, remove it, and add a comment here. Reusable remove button. So we'll go ahead and bring that in now. Go remove button, and we get an error because we know we have to pass some information to it. So the first thing will be a label, and I want the label to just be remove. We'll also need a action, and if I remember correctly, that one was remove add-on from line, and this is coming from the cart actions. So we'll go remove add-on from line, and then we need one more, will be the hidden fields. This is the information that you don't want the user to see, but you have to pass in an ID so that it knows what exactly it needs to remove. So that's why we have hidden fields, and then we'll just name this, or pass in, I should say, the line ID. I think we did L dot ID. Add on ID. I think that's just aid. There we go. So now let's test it out. So if we go back to the cart, or back to the home page, and we'll add something. We'll go add order. See, we get a little loader in there. It doesn't actually remove. Let's see something. So it's not actually removing it. So let's go back. Let's see something here. Hey, what's going on, man? I'm just doing a little bit of refactoring. So I have a Fullstack ordering application, online ordering application, where users can go and order food online from an online website, and it works. Authentication, Prisma, Stripe, the whole shebang. But I'm now going back, cleaning up some bugs and adding some pleasantry items to it so that it gives a slightly better user experience, if you will. So that's what I'm in the process of updating now. I appreciate the question, man, and thank you so much for stopping by. It means a lot. A little more than a CRUD app. Um, Yeah, basically, but I've added a few features with it. It's not 100% CRUD yet because I haven't added a admin dashboard. The items that are in the database right now, I just seeded. So technically, I've only done the get, the update, and remove. I haven't actually added any items to the database just yet. But yeah, essentially, it's a CRUD application with Stripe connected to it and a few other things. Yep. Great question though, man. And again, thanks for stopping by, brother. Means a lot, man. It means a lot. But let's get back to it with this because right now it is not updating um, the remove button as we want. So let me take a look at this and see something. Make sure I have everything indicated properly. Because what it should have done was, let me see something. I'm missing something. Form action hidden. So instead of removing it, I'm just gonna comment it out. Because we're passing the ID. Let me see something. No, this looks good. We have the loading is fine. The button gets disabled. And that function looks good as well. Hidden fields listed there. Let me go back to it. Remove button. And we'll need to pass in the information again. Hidden fields would be the line ID. This one was I dot. That is what we're doing, right? No, that's a L. L dot ID. And then the other one was add on ID. And this is, yep, add on ID, line ID. And it needs a action. The action is going to be remove add-on from line, remove add-on from line. And then the hidden fields. No, we already have hidden fields. We need label. Remove. All right, let's try this again. We'll refresh it. There we go. Huh, I wonder what I jacked up the first time because it wasn't actually working, but it looks good now. So basically, we just refactored this code so that we have a reusable button that I should be able to use for just the add-on and also the remove item. But I want to test it with the add-on first. So now let me go to remove item. Let's go remove and then item. And I should be able to refactor this one as well. So I'm gonna comment this out. And then we'll add the remove button in its place the same way we just did a moment ago. And we'll work on that now. So we'll go remove button. And then we know it needs a label. This label will be remove item. We passed in the hidden fields. The hidden fields for this one is going to be line ID. And then that one, the value for it was L.ID. And then finally we had action. The action is going to be remove line. Remove line. Hit save. So then now we'll refresh, and all of this is server rendered. So I'm using a cookie in order to persist this data versus some form of state management. Just wanted to build something using as much server side code as I could. Had to have some client hooks for like the loading states and things like that. But other than that, managing the cart, updating the items, things that you would normally use state management for, Zoostan or React Context, decided to take a different approach with this one. So if it's something that you may be interested in, I'll be sure to leave the repo so you can take a look at it and clone and build your own off of it, or use it, clean up a couple bugs, and you could probably use this for a portfolio project once a backend is built, because then you have a true e-commerce application, or a true e-commerce application. It's still e-commerce, it's just in the food space, if you will. So let's test this out and just go remove item. Yeah, that worked. Remove the extra peas. And then remove item. Perfect. They both work there. So that is fantastic. Oh man. All right. So I think the next thing, I got a few other bugs I need to care for. If I recall, the order page showed all orders and not the orders specifically by the user. And then there was another bug I got written down that I need to care for. So what's up, brother? Can you elaborate? What is the difference between server side and client side? Yeah, so CSR, SSR. So SSR is going to be server side. That's where you are getting everything directly from the server. Means that it's going to render the HTML before it sends it to the browser, wherein that's the opposite with the client. So what happens is the user will make a request on the page. The server is going to render the HTML data. The browser usually gets that and populates the HTML and displays it immediately, right? That's typically the experience with server-side rendering, usually with Next.js or Vue. And you could also do that with React as well. Pro side of it is it's going to be a lot faster. It's SEO friendly, and it's good for like pages that have a lot of content. The downside to server side is it takes more load from the server, and it has to reload on every request. So I think I'll also add suspense to kind of give a loading or a pending animation, because as we're getting refreshed data from the server, that does take a moment or two to load. And from a client side perspective, it means that the browser is going to render the page using JavaScript. So the server is mostly going to send a empty HTML cell and the JavaScript bundle, and then the browser is going to execute by populating the content. It's good for like dynamic interacting and less loading on the server, so that's less server intensive. The downside to it is that the initial load is usually a little slower. um, SEO is a little more tricky, and the fallback content before JavaScript executes, it could be empty, so it can kind of give a stale view to the user as it is loading if you're using client side. But great question though, man. With this one, I'm doing pretty much server side. So I do need to make sure that I have some pending and loading states, because as you could tell, when I refresh this, there is a little bit of a lag. And although there isn't anything new to get, but as the app becomes more interactive, you kind of want to have a seamless experience, if you will. Everything always shows loading, and there's always a consistent flow with the website, and there isn't a bunch of lags and delays and pulling data and things like that. Because ultimately, unless it is something that is hard coded or something that just won't change, I probably will make everything rendered from the server, so you can go in and manually update what the user sees real time without having to actually go into the code itself. That's basically what I'm going after with the admin view once I build it out next. But great question, man. I know that was a longer explanation. I kind of wanted to give a little bit of detail about the question, the difference between SSR and CSR. Great question. Great question. So there was something else that I wanted to take care of. Make sure this goes right. I think the next thing is this add order button. I want to make this dynamic. Right now, it's just showing the price for a small item, but as I add items like extra vegetables or extra meat or whatever it is, I'll like for this button to kind of update so the user can see what exactly the cost will be as they're adding items. I know you can just hit add to order and it populates right here in the order summary, but I think I would like to have that button to be dynamic. And with that, that means that that will require some client side interactivity. So I may have to pull that button out, make it into a separate component, and then bring it back into the server rendered component. But I have to think about that one, and I could do it live as well. But that basically is that. So what happens now is we have these two additional add-on items. When we click remove, we get the pending state there, and just showing that it's in the process, showing that it's in process, and it does remove. Oh, I need to make sure that the total reflects as well too. If we hit the remove button, you get the same thing with that. Let me look at that remove line server action, because it looks like it's giving a second refresh there, and I don't know if we necessarily need that. That function is called remove line, and it should be in the order actions. Yeah, I misspelled it right there, sorry. So I got quite a bit of refactoring and cleanup I need to do. I'm going crazy. Order actions. It should be in order actions. Confirm results. Yep, I sure am, ma'am. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna drop it in the comment of this video as soon as this comment in the description. My bad, man. As soon as this video is over, and then, like I said, man, have fun with it, man. Download it, tear it apart, make it better. Use it. I don't really care. I don't mind. I like doing this. So one of my hobbies, if you will. So let me just do this. This is the order summary I'm looking for. I'm tripping. Components, order summary. and I'm looking for remove line. That one is coming from, yeah, cart actions. No, I did order. I'm sorry. Cart actions and remove add-on. It should be a remove line. Here we go. So what is causing right cart? I have a refresh with this that I need to remove because I don't like it. Await read carts. Yep. That one is coming from libcart. And like I said, I'm using a cookie to persist this data because I'm not using any state management with it. So I'm just using a browser cookie to help store what's in the actual cart. And as you can see, everything is server rendered. No, wonder why am I getting that slight refresh? Well, maybe I'm overthinking that. I want to look at this next. Just add the order button, and this should be in the model. Clean that. That's going to be in the model order card, order item. Here. Add to cart. Add the order. This is it right here. So right now it is just it's just getting the base price. But what I wanted to do is give me the add-ons price separately. So I'm thinking, so first thing, I'm not capturing the special instructions. That's the footer. First thing is I need to capture. Let's do a dynamic total. Is ultimately what I want, right? Dynamic total. Because what I want to do is have it serve as a calculator, if you will. And right now, it is only displaying the price. It's only displaying the base price and not the dynamic price. So we want it to dynamic total, base price plus add-ons. That's what we want this to be. And just to, let me see something. To make sure I ain't going crazy. Let's do, see, it is adjusted to 200. So right here, this is the JS that we're using to display a price. And what we want to do is dynamically pass this. So let me think about, does it make sense to create another function and add it in this file? Well, first, it's getting the base price as a passed in prop from here, and that is price cents. But I don't want it to display that way. I want it to dynamically pass in. So if this were, this is where it gets a little more tricky, because I'm trying to limit the amount of client side JavaScript that I pass in. I want to keep everything rendered from the server, if you will. But with this, I think I'm going to have to do it in a separate file, because I don't think I can populate it within that file, as I'm just trying to think through this one. Let me think about this one. Yep. Yeah. Um. Let me see. What if, I might be overthinking this. What if this base price, what if this is total price? No, that is the format of it. What if we changed this to I think we can change this to base price. What if we change this to total? I'll need to create this, but what if we change that to total? I could try that and just see. If it breaks, it breaks. It's not like I can't put it back. Go base price, just the unit price, add-on price, and then we can change it from that to a total price. And in that way, but that still means we'll need to add an additional file with it. So maybe we can just make this its own separate file, or its own separate component. Yeah, let's try that. So let's go. This is what we are in the process of wanting to replace. So what if we did add to order btn.tsx, and then we can put that button in its own separate component. And then we'll have access and the ability to do a little bit more from the client side without having to change everything that we have in the current file. So I think I will go that route because I think it makes the most sense to do it this way versus trying to manipulate what we already have. And because everything is rendered server first, I don't want to mess up that, which will throw everything else off, and then I have a big mess on my hands. So I think we'll just do the button in a separate component and just do it like that. Same way we did with the remove button, but a little different. So we'll start with use client, and then we'll create the button, the function. So we'll go export default function, add to order button props. And we know we need the base price in cents. We need the add-ons ID, but that can be optional because you might not want any add-ons. It could just be I'm tripping. I put it inside the function. What am I doing? Ooh. This should be a, there we go. Man, wasn't nobody gonna tell me I was jacking this up? Nah, it's all good. Add to order btn. Now we need to do the interface, add to order button props. Now this is where we want to add those props in so we can pass it into the function, and then from there we'll work on displaying it to the user, and hopefully it works as we intended. Otherwise I'll continue to plug away at it. But this is going to be base price cents. It's going to be a number. Add-on ID. That's a string, and it could be more than one, so we'll pass an empty array. Add-on prices. Record, string, number. Then last but not least, on click, void. Pass it. I don't know if I'm gonna need the handler or not, but I'm gonna pass it in just to be on the safe side. And if we do need it, then we'll use it. Otherwise, I can remove it. And then next up, we want to display. Well, no, first, and I get ahead of myself, need to pass this into the function. Go add to order props. And then we're passing in the base price in cents, the add-ons ID, and that could be an array because we could have more than one add-on. The add-on prices, this is a object because the price will be an object, and then we'll pass the on click in the event we need to get access to that handler, or we need to pass in a on click handler. We'll have that option to do so. I don't know if we will or we will, but just in case. I don't think so now I'm thinking about it, but I'm gonna have it. Anyway, the next thing we want, of course, is some form of state to kind of manage everything. So we'll bring in use state. And I think I'm going to need use memo because we'll be passing back information. Yeah, we will. So within the function, let's start by bringing in the state first. So we'll go const that equal to use state. And what we need to pass in is a string or an array that'll hold strings, I should say. And we know we need the add-on IDs. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I don't know why I did brackets. Should have been a selected add-ons, set selected add-ons, add-ons, add-ons. Yeah. Yep. All right. And now we need to calculate the add-on totals, or calculate the add-ons plus the base price so that we can pass it to the button dynamically. And that should be pretty simple, right? All we need to do with that is we can use a built-in method like reduce or one of the other methods and kind of help with some of that so we don't have so much code written out. Just need a store it in a variable, but it'll be a function so that we can pass that variable to the button. So we'll go ahead and work on that now. If you got any, yeah, I appreciate everyone stopping by. I'm just doing a little bit of refactoring to a Fullstack e-commerce online ordering application that I set up a couple days ago. Went ahead and finished it out last night. Didn't have much to do, so didn't stream it. Sorry, but just doing some refactoring. I just went in and refactored the remove button from the item. So when you want to remove something, you get a little bit of a animation with that. No, I didn't, man. I will record it, man, but no, I didn't record the process of building this, and obviously I'm live right now. But if you'd like for me to build a recorded video with it, man, I certainly can do so, or I can stream it and clean it up a little bit like that. The only thing with the recorded videos, man, is well, my laptop is in a better space now. So if you do, I think this will probably be about a 3 hour or 4 hour build. So if you'd like for me to build it as a actual traditional video with chapters and all that, I could do that. So man, if you just finished Python, man, congratulations. What exactly did you learn to do with Python, and what's your goal? What's your end goal? Are you looking to get into software? Are you looking to transition to web development? Like, what exactly are you looking to do, man? But congratulations on finishing Python, man. Python is a fun language to write with, a very fun language. There's a lot of built-ins with it that makes it pretty fun and pretty easy to work with. But for now, let's go ahead and create the ability to add the, and that's where use memo is going to come in. So we'll go const add ons total. It's going to be equal to use memo. Make sure I get the syntax with this one right. May have to go to the docs. Use. And I know we got to pass back in selected add-ons and add-on prices. All right. Don't use memo web dev. So man, if you're using web dev, man, I would start with Flask. Flask is lightweight. Maybe build you a personal portfolio with Flask. It's very easy, very simple to get up on the web. It doesn't occupy a lot of resources. But then as your projects grow in complexity and you want to do more, then maybe look at using Django. It's a back end framework, very, very fun to build with. I think I've done a couple of Django projects in the past, man. But it's a very fun framework to build with, can do quite a bit. The syntax is different, a little different than this, but ultimately you're looking to do the exact same thing in any framework that you'll use with it. But I would start with Flask personally, build a static website, or maybe start with a portfolio that has your name, get comfortable with the syntax of it, how to bring in your CSS, how to bring in static files, things of that sort, how to use a little bit of JavaScript with it as well, so you have some interactivity. And then after you get comfortable with Flask and maybe get a little small personal portfolio going, then I'll take a look at Django. But Python is great, man. You could do a lot with it. And if you ever have any questions or like to see me do anything with it, man, just let me know. I'm here to help in any way I can. And congratulations. where did you where did you finish school, or where did you get your Python certification from? Or what exactly did you finish? I guess is what I'm trying to ask. Was it a online course, or was it a class, or what was it? YouTube video, it could be anything, man. It doesn't really matter. The big thing is now is how much effort are you gonna put into actually building. So, but yeah, man, congratulations, man. Tell me more about it though. Love to hear more about it. So with this one, we want to return the selected add-ons, and we'll use reduce to kind of help with some of the heavy lifting. Love those built-ins. Um, we need the sum aid, and we'll say sum plus the add-on prices. 15. Man, that's good, man. That's really good. You've got an early start on it. Sounds like you kind of have a idea of what you want to do, or at least you have a skill that you can use to kind of help decide what it is that you want to do. So I would absolutely start building now. Go ahead and build yourself a personal portfolio, just your name, your school, your education, what skills you have, and then from there, once you get something out on the web and you feel more comfortable and you've kind of reached your limits with Flask, transition to Django. Nice. So you did it with a friend. That's cool, man. That's real cool, man. A good way to learn, man, especially if you two kind of held each other accountable. And by you being so young, it's nothing that you feel any pressure about. Sounds like you're doing this because you like it. And that's the best space to be in, because that'll help keep you going, keep you motivated, keep you inspired, if you will, and help you have that discipline that you need in order to stick with it. But yeah, man, you're off to a great start, brother. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. And we need aid there. Or if we don't get anything, we know it'll be 0. And we need the 0 there. And then we'll just pass a const of total price and set it equal to the base price plus the add-ons total that we just created. Perfect. So basically what we just done was created a use state and use memo to calculate the total of the add-ons. And then now we'll have the add-ons plus the base price and want it to be shown in the button, the add to order button, so it'll automatically update. I'm not sure what this is going to look like with it being not being, well, this will be client rendered. Never mind. So this should be a slightly better experience so you can see real time what exactly the prices are. So in the return statement, I'm going to remove this div and replace it with a button. And we'll go add to order. And this will be, I think I need to do it total price about 100. And we'll go to fixed. Yep. And two, not one, but two. All right. And then now we need a little more inside of the button. Give it a class name of BTN primary. This is from Daisy UI. Flex, item centered, and a gap of 2. And then on click, pass in on click. Let's click save. This should be enough. Now let's bring this inside of the component, and let's see what it looks like. That is this. So I am going to highlight, comment that out. Let's bring in the button at the top. Import. Oh man, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man, and appreciate the support, man. It means a lot. And if you ever have any suggestions or like to see anything from me, man, just feel free to leave a comment on any video or leave it in the chat, man, and I'll be happy to accommodate the best I can. But I appreciate it. And if you want to see any Flask builds or Django as well, let me know. I'm comfortable with that. Spring Boot, Java. I just do a lot of JavaScript because it's fun, and I know a lot of people enjoy those. So, but I write in Java, Python, JavaScript. Those are my main ones. Yep. All right, let's bring this in. Import, add to order button. And I know with this one, yeah, there you go. So I know I'm going to need a few things with this one to pass in. We'll need the base price in cents, which is, I think we did it as L. Yep. Go L dot L dot unit price. What is it, L or is it A? A. A dot unit price. And then we'll go add on IDs. This is going to be A dot metadata. No, that one it should have been. I don't think that one is it. I may have to change this again because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we'll be able to. Okay. Vid first steps, land first job. Yeah, I sure can. I appreciate the idea. Absolutely can. I will add that to the to-do list, my brother. I absolutely will. uh yep. Oh man, it's a it's just a full stack um online ordering application. That's all. It's connected to Stripe. It has the ability to place orders online, and you can check out. We have an order summary page as well. The next big thing will be to add an admin dashboard where we can manually add categories and add prices and things of that sort. Yep. So right now, I'm just trying to think through my best approach to add or dynamically pass in the add to order button. So right now it basically just static generates the base price, but it doesn't actually show that total of the base price plus the thanks man, I appreciate it, my brother, and best of luck to you, man. Best of luck to you. Right now it is just showing the base price, but I wanted to show, and I thought I may be able to take one approach, but that isn't gonna get the job done for me. So I think uh I think wait a minute. It's gathering the base price from here. Let me see something. Because I may have to add them into. Let me do this. Why don't I bring in state? No, nope. I'm not gonna be able to do it like that. I'm gonna have to think about this one, or I may have to create a separate, or may have to create a separate um, helper in order to gather it, because I know I can do it by bringing in use state, but I don't want to make this a client side file. I want to keep it on the server. So that's one of those. That's one of those things where I may not be able to have that pleasantry, and instead of it saying add the order, maybe I'll just say calculate total, and then it'll redirect you to the order summary page, and then that way it is a little more accurate of how much you're going to actually be spending on this order, and not just say add the order with the base price, because we know the base price technically isn't correct. So maybe I'll change this to calculate, just to kind of enhance the experience, if you will, because I don't want to make this a client side file. It's not anything bad with it. I just wanted the challenge of not using any client side data or client side activity with it as much as I could. Ooh, excuse me. But the only way I could think to add this up and have it pass in, or have it display dynamically immediately, is by using client side data. And I kind of didn't want to go that route, but it's all good. Give me 2 minutes, run to the restroom. I'll be right back.